I'm not sure this is day 24, 23, 24, 25. I can add it later. Our family, small family, had a nice Thanksgiving holiday here in America, California. We visited Mendocino. So the ocean, stay in the tent, so it was glamping. That was fun. Very recharged. I was very recharged by staying in nature. Hi, Enzo. Meow meow. You're a cat person, huh? But just you put your name in Korean, in your nickname, Anjo. You know what? Your Korean name, you put it in your nickname, sounds like I don't give you, Anjo. Hi, Antonia. Happy late Thanksgiving. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving there. I hope it was not too late to trim my nail. Trimming nail is really important, but easy to forget. Not too sure. I don't want to be painful. Good. whenever I stay in nature and, well, just travel in general, really give me very different perspective of our life. Like everyone lives so differently, different lifestyle, different thinking style. And that makes me to look back my life and see what's more important in my life. So like, okay, that was not that important in my head, but I was so obsessed with it. Or, oh, that was more important in my life, and I was not that focusing on that much. So like when I came back from the traveling, then now I know what to focus more or less. That's the good thing of travel. Like, wow, some people's life. Well, here's the thing. I feel like I'm so busy in my life at this moment compared to some people. But I started to think about the life, pace of life. Then, oh, even though I'm so busy, but when I look back, even before in the past, then I was even busier. I was always busy. Like slept like only 3 or 4 hours to study, to love someone, to do some things that I wished for. Lots of things I was doing in my 20s. So traveling really gives me lots of thoughts of my life in general. And I mean, the result, that's why I found I could keep track on playing violin. These days I'm thinking I'm getting pickier on teaching to my students. But I don't know. It could be good thing if my students can take it. But if they cannot, then could be worse. So I don't know how to control. Because the standard, like being picky as a teacher, is kind of new standard for my students. So when I'm like being more picky, pickier, grammar. When I'm pickier, then some of my students could not adjust, and then most of them probably, a little bit like but after like a moment, if they adjust, then of course they will improve so much. So apparently it's gonna be the good thing, but not for everyone. So I'm thinking about teaching. Should I stop being picky? Or I don't know. If I'm being more picky, then that really helps my students improve. So these days I'm really thinking about it a lot. Like, oh, should I try to be more, like easygoing? Let them enjoy, but I cannot stop being picky so that they can improve more. It's hard. As a teacher, lots of thoughts. It's really hard. Life is so nothing. Everyone just live one life. There's no second chance, in our life. Everyone like live our life first time, right? But so many thoughts, so many things in this life, so many people. But I feel like the more, the more I leave this world, I feel like I less connected people. Maybe because of the COVID, I'm not sure. Less connected, less and less. I feel getting more isolated. I don't know how you guys feel. Is that like, well, being lonely is very nature emotion as a human being, but I don't know, being isolated is different story, especially in this, after this COVID thing. Antonia, good news. But I don't get what you are asking for. Actually, your question is kind of no point. You and your dad is doing proper thing for you because you know better about what you like. Sincere. Oh, that's a big compliment, Antonia. Being sincere to music. For me, it comes from desperate. I was very desperate about music. Lots of situation pushed me to give up. So that makes me more desperate about music. Apparently I didn't give up. And the emotion of sincereness from my music, if you felt, then I can probably explain that's from my like desperate situation for music. I'm still very desperate because my situation is not really supporting myself to focus well. But I just cannot give up. Just even though I cannot. Okay, sorry, there's a like internet connection, unstable internet connection. But anyway, I'm still very desperate about music. Time-wise, situation-wise, doesn't really help me. Don't really help me to. Oh, Arham? Nice talking to you. I thought that's Antonia. Oh, but yeah, like same, similar blue profile. That's a big compliment. Thank you. And thank you for listening. Let me read your chat. My corporate office is starting in 5 minutes. I feel a lot of regret that people are getting so far ahead of me. I know, that's how I feel. I used to be desperate once, but I feel sad. That's not the same anymore. Respect for you. Thank you. First of all, let me tell you what piece I'm playing is a sonata, Schumann violin sonata number 1 in, I believe, A minor. Well, that's the reason. You probably understand me better than if you have that background. I stopped playing violin when I was younger. Like when I was 15 years old, I stopped playing the violin. I couldn't play the violin because of financial problem. And for 9 years after that, I hadn't touched the violin at all. And now 7 years ago, when I was like 24 years old, I started to play the violin again when I came to America from South Korea. And that time, yes, I have a regret that I'm, like I gave up and I'm so behind. And yeah, like similar age people play, of course, like amazingly well, but me was like struggling for everything. When I was 24 years old, played the violin again, and hard for me to decide to continue for like major study in undergraduate program. So lots of regret. Hi Yonaki. Thank you for being member. Yes, lots of like regret and keep thinking just giving up, just play like hobby or don't play. But just like desire to play the violin was like firing in my heart, and the more I wish to play violin, I feel more frustrated. That was how I felt, And I decided to give up lots of times for real. And once I was so depressed, and then like, okay, I was in music festival, like Marrowstone Music Festival. I met lots of great, musicians there. Okay, my similar age, even younger musicians are great, which is I missed the time, And like, okay, I'm not good. Feels like impossible for me to play the violin at that time, and okay, I will give up. I was so desperate. I mean, I was so depressed, and okay, I'll just continue my study, which was my major was film, and minor music. And that moment, okay, I kind of want to. I may have to give up playing the violin, and then at that moment, I don't know why, but I play the orchestra for viola music, which is Max Bruch Romanza for viola and orchestra. 안녕하세요, 신쌤. And that music is so beautiful. Like, viola part is amazingly beautiful. And also, I play in the first violin of the orchestra part. Like, that part I listen and then like, so beautiful. Just like cried because it's just purely beautiful. And that moment, I found a hope in impossible ocean, emotion of impossible ocean. 아닌데 얼굴에 막 주름이 늘어가는 게 약간 이렇게 멀리 보아야 한다. 가까이 보면 안 돼요. 나이가 보여요, 이제. And it's just too beautiful to give up music. And I'm here. 너도 그렇다. 맞아요, 맞아요. Because I think classical music is so serious, maybe too serious. If I really focus on playing music more and more, then I get depressed. So kind of like I try to step back those time. But the more I practice, the more I'm trying to make it better, then gosh, never ending. Like I get depressed, I get so frustrated. And then like how great people are there, great musicians are there. If I try to beat them with technique, then never gonna happen. I cannot beat anyone with my technique. But it's just too beautiful. Too beautiful to give up. That's why I continue to play. That's all I care. Too beautiful, too fun. Okay, so tomorrow morning I have lessons, so I gotta practice a little bit. But I like to chat with you all, seriously. I will try to do more live stream more often. Sorry again, I couldn't do often, but yeah, anyway, I have to practice at this moment. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Did I see your Facebook post about Thanksgiving? I think I saw and I forgot. What did you do? Our family went to the Mendocino. Oh yes, I remember your recommendation. You told me that was really nice. You stayed in Airbnb, right? I couldn't book any hotel or inn, anything. All booked a week before Thanksgiving, so I booked the tent. So it was glamping. Very cold, but very fun. Oh, Las Vegas. Where did you go for food? I like Wicked Spoon there. I think that's the no, when we visit there, that was the only one buffet that was open. All except for that buffet, other locations were closed. So first time we went to the Wicked Spoon, and the second time we went there, Wicked Spoon, like, we couldn't get in without reservation, so we went to the Din Tai Fung. That was good. Korean barbecue? Las Vegas? Cool. Is it like all you can eat, or just specific amount you guys eat? Oh my gosh. Korean barbecue, just come to our place. I will serve you. Oh, all you can eat. Yes, sure. I know. Korean barbecue in America. Yes, all you can eat for sure. I know, exactly. Thanksgiving everywhere was all booked. Same happened here too. So didn't mean to do the camping, but we did camping. That was cold and fun. Hi, Javi. Go, go. Let's go, let's go. Thank you, Paulo. Schumann, so beautiful, so complicated. Amazing person, amazing composer. How do you practice? um, um, very basic idea of the vibrato, I have a video. What's the problem specifically when you practice vibrato? Everyone is like different issues. So when someone asks, so you've never learned vibrato ever? As a beginner, just make sure you have left wrist and hand relaxed, and make sure when you play, wrist doesn't move around. So always it's important to have a good setup for your left finger. When you drop finger, use the curvy finger and knuckle to play the violin. Make sure you don't do this. And then very first level, when I teach my students, I call this slide up and down. So whole thing, slide up, slide down, slide up, slide down. You can off your fingertips, just slide up and down. Then you can see my elbows moving. Or if it's too hard, then you can touch one string with all fingertips, slide up and down. And then very nice relaxed hand, and then make sure finger doesn't move around too, like this. Yeah, just all one line, one movement. You may want to do slowly first, and then make sure thumb goes together, whole thing moves together very nicely. It's not, if tense somewhere, then it will stop. Even you hear the sound, stuck sound, right? Instead of so some students, when they do that, like try to do fast, and then it kind of like really funny thing happen. So I always like almost yell, slow, 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 relax your hand, focus, relaxing your left hand. So that's the first thing to do for beginner if you want to work on vibrato. And I introduced the exercise that I made for my students to work on vibrato called tracked vibrato. You can look up that video. So tracked vibrato helps elbow moving. And another workout for vibrato is finger joint flexibility. So always remember, finger has to be curvy. Start from curvy finger. Curvy, and then this first joint will move. Mainly make this first joint move, not by themselves. Not by themselves. This is not the vibrato. So elbow, pull your finger down, then finger will, so kind of use the flexibility of the finger joint. But it's not like finger. This is not the vibrato. Mainly it's movement. This is the main movement for vibrato. Well, I teach arm vibrato. I don't teach wrist vibrato. But anyway, arm drives the finger down. So finger joint will be pulled back and pulled back up by elbow. So this is the basic idea of vibrato that I think. So curvy, hand, elbow, pull down, finger down, and finger out. So this time for the vibrato, thumb has to support more, but of course not pushing or struggling with the thumb. So this is the main idea, the elbow movement. So sliding up and down is the first thing to do. Yeah. And then when we playing your music right now, make sure curvy finger. And especially some people ask me like how you can vibrato with that pinky, and then I was thinking about the pinky vibrato a lot. Well, we have to drop fingers with nice curvy first, then we can do even pinky vibrato that way. If drop pinky like this, nothing to do for, no room for vibrato. But if we drop curvy, even though it's a little curvy, still we can do vibrato. If it's straight, no vibrato. So that's the basic concept of the vibrato. So if you can understand this in the future, you're gonna get the vibrato easier, I guess. Exactly, it's easy to say, right? But the way build up all that procedure is kind of long-term plan. It's not gonna happen right on time. So at this moment, what you can do is when you drop finger, nice curvy, nice. Of course, working on the intonation, good tune, listen, ear training, and try to drop tip of fingers, nice curvy. A wide curve is fine. You don't have to like always, like beautiful curvy doesn't have to be wide curvy. At least keep the curvy finger, not straight or double joint. Always important thing is basic stuff. How you drop fingers is even more important. As soon as you get nice, setup for your hand, posture, body, well, technique will come very easily sooner. Getting sleepy. What time is it now? 11. I have to wrap it up soon. Okay. Thank you for staying. I'm gonna say bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Thank you. Happy practicing. Bye bye. Bye. And